Hello, Wilbur. How you doing, buddy? So, I wanted to make this video specifically for you to get you to understand what's really going on. All the stuff you're seeing on the Jared Fuller Show, let me explain to you so you will understand. You were tagged in a post about, Jared is, under investigation by the police, and then there's another screenshot about, Jared versus the state of Michigan. Let me explain that to you. So first off, those are not the same incident. Those are two separate incidents. With the first one where it says, Jared, I'm contacting the sergeant with the Michigan State Police, the person who wrote that is dead. Nothing ever come of that. And it was just a guy who was jumping on a bandwagon and trying to get people to follow him because he ran a cult. And now he's dead. So that's number one. Number two, the state of Michigan versus Jared Fuller had nothing to do with children. Nothing to do with children, nothing to do with YouTube. So I'm going to explain. What happened was my brother's girlfriend lied to the police and told them that I put my hands on her when in fact I never did. I have two witnesses, my dad and his girlfriend. They were here the whole time. Nothing happened. There was no physical contact. But I ended up going to jail anyway because I had a warrant for my arrest. I was in jail for probably a couple hours or so. Wasn't very long. I was bailed out. I had to stay at my other brother's house. I went in front of a judge. I was told to stay away from the person, have no contact with them. I followed the judge's orders. I didn't have any contact. I was in no violation whatsoever of the judge's orders. They wanted me to plea bargain. I didn't accept the plea. If I'm not guilty of doing something, I'm not accepting a plea bargain. I am not negotiating. So I kept denying the plea deals. We took it to trial. The brother's girlfriend who accused me of putting my hands on her never showed up in court. They threw it out. That's going to stay on public record because it's public record. It had nothing to do with children. It's got nothing to do with YouTube. It's got nothing to do with anything that the people on the Jared Fuller Show are trying to convince you that it has something to do with. They're taking two separate situations and they are conflating them to make it sound like I have done something horrific. Not true. They're going to have to try much, much harder than that. And I guarantee you I'm not a pedophile. I don't even know why I would have to say that. To me, that's weird. To even have to come into a video to say, hey, by the way, I'm not a creep. Well, the subscribe alerts on the Jared Fuller Show are just that. They are subscribe alerts. Oh, well, you shout out channels of kids. I can shout out channels of anybody I want. It just so happens that young people like other people to shout out their videos and their channels. So what? There's no law against it. So, just kind of relax. At least listen to both sides of a story before you just make rash decisions. And, by the way, my friend in school told me that. It's kind of weird. You know what? Well, your friend is wrong. Your friend overthinks. And I can assure you that nothing illegal is happening. So you enjoy the rest of your day, Wilbur. And hopefully we will continue to stay in touch. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.